Bam! Hey guys, what's happening? Me again on the stage from you today with another knife review. Now I got a request for this one. This is the Buck 110 Folding Hunter. Yes, I know I have done a review on this in the past, but it was very rushed and I was not happy with it. Now, pretty much anyone who collects knives, knows anything about knives, or really just has any interest in knives whatsoever, they know about the Buck 110 Hunter. I'm sure most of you probably have a Buck 110 Hunter. And if not, well, there's really no reason for you not to own this knife, for how affordable it is. As long as I can remember, this knife has been sold at Walmart with the same quality I've seen of anywhere else. Now this knife usually retails for $80 at buckknives.com, but can be found most places for around $30, give or take a couple bucks. And honestly, it's probably one of the most, in my opinion, one of the best pocket knives ever made. Now, it's not tactical, really, it's really just a standard folding knife. But it was done so correctly that I personally do believe it is probably one of the best investments you can make in a pocket knife. Now, what do I mean when I say tactical? Well, this is what's considered a tactical knife. Usually black, usually one-handed opening, pocket clips, all that crap. But not this one. This is just going back to the basics. Like I said, this was designed to be a folding hunter. This was made by Buck Knives in 1964. And so far they've made an estimated 15 million copies of this knife so far. That is a lot of knives. Ignore that. Alright. Now let's get all the specs out of the way first. The blade thickness is 0.12 inches. The overall blade is 3.75 inch, so nearly 4 inches. It comes in at a whopping 7.2 ounces, so this is not a light knife. Close length is 7.8 inches, and the overall length is 8.58 inches. Actually, 8 5/8 inches. You know what I mean. Now the blade, while it is more of a cheap material, is 420HC steel. A lot of people would find it ridiculous. Why does Buck use this cheap steel? Why not AUS-8? Why not S30V? Why not blah 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 blah? Well, I don't believe they need to because of their heat treatment. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it is either they heat treated twice or maybe 3 times, making this generally a very strong and sharp knife. It's easy to sharpen when it becomes dull, and it does take a while for it to become dull. The handle is made out of brass, which are 2 solid pieces of brass and nickel rivets, and ebony diamond wood handles. It comes with a clip point blade with an unsharpened swedge up here, which really helps you during hunting season. It helps you get in there easier. But this knife can also be used, in my opinion, as pretty much anything else, any other knife you would need. Pretty much any tool of the trade, whatever you need, be it cutting boxes, whittling a stick, whatever it is you do with your knife, this knife can do it. It can be used in food prep, hunting, and believe it or not, this actually used to be what was known as the tactical knife. Because this is one of the first locking folding knives ever. Comes with this really strong lockback design. And the lockback design has been a staple of knife making for years. Even cold steel. You know, people who pride themselves on being the newest knives out there and the best knives out there, they still use a lockback design with the triad locks. Now, you're probably wondering, where was this knife made? China, Taiwan, Japan? This knife was made right here in the good old US of A. And I really love that. And I know some of the foreign viewers of knife videos will usually get mad, like, why do you care so much if it's USA made? I don't. Well, that's fine if you don't, because you're not from the USA. I mean, you know, we kind of, you know, it's just a little American pride. Nothing wrong with that. And like I said, this was in fact one of the first locking knives ever, and this was actually what used to be known as a tactical knife to a lot of people. Because other than, you know, before these, there was really nothing but slip joints and fixed blades that you really couldn't hide. In fact, I actually heard this one before that I can't really prove or not, but it does sound believable. People would actually make a sheath for the belt, which would actually keep the knife open like this, so that they could just pull it up, and the blade would come out automatically. Kind of like a modern wave feature. You can open this knife many ways. You have your nail nick, of course, which, as you know, means you just stick your nail in there and you pull it up. Now, I actually don't know anyone who actually uses a nail nick like that. Most people, you know, like me, we just grab it like here and pull it open. You can also flick it open. Sometimes it takes one shot, sometimes it takes two. Let me stand up and try that. Yeah, you can actually open a Buck 110 with one hand. And a lot of people say like, oh no, that's impossible. No, not really. Closing it one hand is more of a pain in the ass, don't get me wrong. But it is possible. You can grab it by the blade, pop it out like that for some light work. Or just stick your thumb in the nail neck and pull it open. Now normally this knife does come with a sheath, be it leather or nylon. Unfortunately, I don't have a sheath for this knife anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I'm hoping to pick up a brown one soon, because I really do enjoy the brown. Because while this knife, you know, yes, it can be carried in the pocket, like I used to keep it in the back pocket. But it is kind of hefty just to be carried like that. In my opinion, at least. Or if one of you guys have an old Buck 110 case you don't use, I'd be more than willing to take it off your hands. Now let's say this is too plain for you. Say like, oh, I don't like that design. So good. That's good. They got many different designs. You can get the one with the grooved handle. You can get the Buck 112 Ranger if this is too big for you, which is essentially just the same thing, only shorter. You can also go to buckknives.com and actually have one of these customized. Yeah. Silver, you know, you can have it with nickel bolsters, no rivets, black, satin, Damascus, mirror polish blades, serrated, grooved, you know, engraved, G10 handles, bone handles, horn handles, wood handles, really whatever you want. Yes, those are more expensive, not covered under Buck's famous lifetime warranty, but you can still have it done. Now, is there anything I don't like about this knife? Well, yes, there's only one thing I really don't like about this knife. Usually the brass here is well polished, but it does get, I don't really know what the word for that be, but it gets a little bit ugly very quickly. So normally what I do is I take steel wool and just shine that up, but I finally just got tired of doing that, so I'm just going to keep it the way it is. But really that's my only criticism towards this knife. Other than that, I do truly believe this is one of the best folding knives ever made to date. Well, guys, that's all I got for you. This is Honest Dave, signing out. And remember, be humble and kind. Bye.